Welcome to Southwest Desert, where adventure meets the arid beauty of the American Southwest. Join us as we explore the rugged landscapes, uncover hidden historical gems, and dive deep into the rich legends and culture of this iconic region. Subscribe now and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on our latest desert adventures. Please leave a like or comment. This is very helpful. Let's journey together into the heart of the Southwest Desert. Imagine this. It's 1884, deep in the Baja California desert. The sun beats down mercilessly on endless dunes stretching to the horizon. A woman in mining clothes, jeans, flannel shirt, wide-brimmed Stetson, kneels beside a dry riverbed, her weathered hands sifting through ancient sediment. Her heart pounds as she recognizes the telltale signs. Gold, real gold, enough to make her rich beyond her wildest dreams. But standing behind her is a Catholic priest, his voice gentle yet firm. Anyone who takes this gold will defy God himself. This is the moment when Nellie Cashman, the legendary Angel of Tombstone, faced the most agonizing decision of her life. The choice she made that day would become one of the most remarkable tales of sacrifice ever told in the American West. Welcome to another episode exploring forgotten frontier stories. Today, we're following the incredible journey of an Irish immigrant who became one of the most beloved figures in mining history, and the secret she took to her grave. Our story begins in Queenstown, Ireland, where Nelly Cashman was born into a world far removed from the wild American frontier. In 1868, her family crossed the Atlantic to America, settling in Boston. But Nellie had adventure flowing through her veins like quicksilver. While most young Irish women were content with domestic life, Nellie found New England society stifling. She dreamed of something bigger, wilder, something that would test every fiber of her being. Just 1 year after arriving in America, Nellie convinced her sister Kate to join her on one of the first transcontinental train journeys. Picture these two Irish sisters riding the rails across an untamed continent until they reached San Francisco. Kate quickly settled into conventional life, marrying Philip Cunningham and starting a family. But Nellie, despite possessing what contemporaries described as exceptional Irish beauty, turned a deaf ear to romance. Her heart belonged to adventure, and adventure was calling from the mining camps scattered across the West. Nellie threw herself into gold prospecting with passionate intensity. She learned to read the landscape like a book, recognizing the glint of real gold among fool's pyrite, surviving conditions that broke grown men. Strike after strike, Nellie found gold in places others had abandoned. But here's what made her different. She never kept it. Every fortune found its way to the desperate, the sick, the hungry. Nellie couldn't bear suffering when she had means to help. In 1877, word spread like wildfire. Gold had been discovered in Canada's remote Cassiar district. Thousands surged north, and Nellie proved herself an A1 musher and prospector, handling dog sleds and surviving sub-zero temperatures. But in the Cassiar, Nellie witnessed something haunting. Miners fell ill with scurvy from lack of fresh vegetables. While others saw it as frontier hazard, Nellie saw suffering she couldn't ignore. She dedicated her wealth and personality to organize supply deliveries, literally saving lives through compassion. In 1880, tragedy struck. Sister Kate and her husband died, leaving 5 orphan children. Without hesitation, Nellie raced to San Francisco to claim them, then moved the entire family to Tombstone, Arizona, a booming silver town promising rough-and-tumble prosperity. In Tombstone, Nellie opened the Delmonico restaurant. But this became more than a business. It was a refuge for every down-and-out soul who stumbled through its doors. Miners who'd lost their stake, cowboys between jobs, drifters with nowhere else to go. Nellie fed them all, often whether they could pay or not. Her legendary generosity earned her a nickname that would follow her forever, the Angel of Tombstone. For 4 years, Nellie built her life in Tombstone. Then, one day in 1884, everything changed. A stranger walked into the palace saloon, a Mexican man, dusty from travel. Without a word, he dumped a heap of gold nuggets onto the bar. The saloon fell silent. Nellie, recognized as one of the territory's gold experts, examined them. Pure gold, the kind that made fortunes. "Where did they come from?" she asked. The Mexican leaned closer. "Baja California, señorita. There's plenty there near Mulegé." Then he cashed in his nuggets and vanished forever. Most mining men dismissed him as a con artist, but Nellie saw something different. "He asked for no money," she pointed out. "He had no map to sell, and his nuggets were real. If anyone is interested in going to Baja California, count me in." Finding men willing to risk their lives on a stranger's word wasn't easy, but Nellie's reputation carried weight. Me Joyce, former Cochise County supervisor, stepped forward. So did Mark A. Smith, future Arizona senator. But they all wondered, where in that vast peninsula would they begin looking? Nellie had studied those nuggets carefully. "Since they were round and flat," she explained, "I'd say they came from a riverbed that's been dry for years, or from under a lava bed surface." That spring day when the Modoc stage departed Tombstone, the entire town turned out to see them off. There was Nellie in her mining gear, pick over her shoulder, determination in her eyes. The crowd cheered as the stage took off in a flurry of hoofbeats, carrying them toward what might be the greatest gold discovery in Western history. The journey to Mulegé was grueling. From Sonora, they crossed by boat to the small village, unchanged since its founding 2 centuries earlier. Wind-carved dunes stretched endlessly under a merciless sun, broken only by occasional green valleys. Nellie's strategy was patient. "Let's stay a few days," she suggested. "If there's gold here, the natives will know." For a week she befriended locals, visiting homes, sharing meals, but whenever she mentioned gold, they claimed ignorance. Yet something didn't add up. These people were mysteriously prosperous. Well-fed, comfortable homes, no signs of poverty or sickness. Where was their wealth coming from? Finally, Nellie asked directly. "Ah, señorita," one local smiled, "we have no worries. The good Padre Pierre sees to that." This Padre Pierre ran a mission 27 miles away in Golo Valley, established by the French during Emperor Maximilian's reign in Mexico. When Maximilian was executed, Father Pierre stayed to care for his flock. Convinced the locals genuinely knew nothing about gold, Nellie led her party into the dunes to search for placer deposits. Day after day, they dug under the scorching sun. Day after day, they found nothing. Then disaster struck. Their water ran dangerously low. "We'll never make it home alive," the men groaned, panic setting in. But Nellie refused despair. "Tomorrow I'm going to find water. We have enough for one more day." At dawn, Nellie set out alone across the dunes, walking hours under blazing sun until she discovered a fertile valley with a squat adobe mission. Father Pierre welcomed her like a daughter and promised help. That evening, as the desert cooled, Nellie explored the valley. Her prospector's instincts drew her to a dry riverbed, and as she knelt to test the soil, her heart nearly stopped. Every sign pointed to gold, rich deposits that could make her wealthy beyond imagination. "I know you came looking for gold," a gentle voice said behind her. Father Pierre watched her with kind but serious eyes. What happened next would test every principle Nellie held dear. "Look at my children," he said, gesturing toward the peaceful valley. "Here they know happiness and peace, but think what would happen if you found gold. Prospectors would swarm into Mulegé until the ground was stripped bare. When they left, nothing would remain but misery." He continued with conviction. "This gold is the staff of life for my people. Without it, there would be no food, comfort, or medicine. Surely it is God's will that it exists here to help them. Anyone who takes it for personal use will defy God himself. Nellie stared at the riverbed. In that soil lay the fortune she'd searched for her entire life, security for her sister's children, comfort for her old age, means to help countless others, but also the destruction of a peaceful community that had harmed no one. Her toe moved hesitantly to shift the rocky soil, then patted it smooth. "Father," she promised, "I found no gold here and I will search no further. As long as I can guard your secret, there will be no gold rush to Mulej." The next morning, Nellie returned with water and bitter news. Their expedition had failed. Weary and defeated, the men agreed to return to Tombstone empty-handed. Back home, they faced exactly what they'd expected: mockery from those who'd known better than to trust an itinerant Mexican story. The other expedition members suffered humiliation, but for Nellie, the pain cut deeper. She had sacrificed what she privately called the chance of a lifetime to compassion's demands. Remarkably, though she swore she'd found no gold in Mulej, she never quite denied it might still exist there. The secret burned within her, a burden she would carry alone. Unfortunately, Baja California proved to be Nellie's last chance at a major strike. When word came of an Alaskan bonanza, she packed up once more and headed north. There, in 1920, at the end of a life filled with adventure, sacrifice, and unwavering compassion, Nelly Cashman died, still known and loved as the Angel of Tombstone. She took her secret to the grave. To this day, no one knows whether Father Pierre's mission sat on one of North America's richest gold deposits, but perhaps that's exactly as it should be. If you would like to watch a lost gold story from the area I grew up in, click the link in description. Also, join my Patreon community and discover my art print products on my website in the links provided in my description and link above. If you would like a particular image from my videos, give the timestamp for image and I will upload it to my website and Patreon. Thank you for joining your desert frontiersman Alan for another Southwest gold story. Check out my large catalog of Southwest videos and playlists on historical tales, legends, lost gold stories, and adult bedtime stories. If you like a certain image from my videos, tell me in comments and give timestamp. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more great content. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.